Hey guys, last video we did questions 1 through 3, and so this video we're going to do 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, so let's get started. Question number 4, the -3 is A, right? We said there is no number in front of the x, there's no x's, and then C. Okay, so using this same formula, I'm just going to use the same formula each time. X is equal to -b, so -0, plus the square root of b squared, so 0 squared, minus 4 times a, which is -3, times c, which is 10, all over 2 times a, which we said a is -3. Okay, now we also know it's -0 minus the square root of 0 squared, minus 4 times a times c, all over 2 times a. So the only difference between the two formulas is this plus or minus. First time I do a plus, next time I do a minus. Okay, so let's find our answer. 0 plus a number would just be that same number. So we have the square root of 0 times 0, so that's 0. Minus 4, or -4 times -3 is positive 12. Times another 10, all over -6, right? So we get the square root of 120 divided by -6, and this question number 4 is still up top, so we're gonna round that to the nearest 10th. So we get -120. The square root of 120 divided by 6 is -1.8. All right, now here we would subtract, so that's actually not going to change the answer. You'll still get the same number, so we end up getting the same exact number, -1.8. Okay, so now question number 5, same instructions, we're just going to round to the nearest 100th. Okay, so number 5. A, 1, B, 3, C, -3. Cool. So -3 plus or minus the square root of, but I want to do the plus one first and then the minus one. -b plus or minus b squared. So if b is 3, so we have 3 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is -3, all over 2 times a. So 2 times a, which is 1. And we want to get the same outcome, except this turns to a negative sign. So let's crunch these numbers. -3 plus the square root of 9 plus 12 all over 2. So -3 plus the square root of 21 divided by 2. So let's figure out what this is in the calculator, and this is what x is equal to. So -3 plus the square root of 21 equals 1.5 in the numerator, and we divide by 2, we get 0.79. They told us to take it to the hundredths place. All right, now what else could x equal? The same thing, -3, but change that to a negative sign. Square root of 21 over 2. So -3 minus the square root of 21, enter, divide by 2. We get -3.79. Cool. All right, that was question 5. Now let's look at question number 6. We have A is 1, B we have nothing, C we have 8. So our formula is -b, so -0, plus the square root of 0 squared minus 4 times A, which is 1, times C, which is 8, all over 2 times A, which is 1. So this is x equal to, right? X is equal to negative 0. That would stays the same. This goes away, but we have negative 4 times 8. This will be negative 32 over 2. We get error. Now let's try it if we did a minus sign, negative 0 minus the square root of 32 minus negative square root of 32 all over 2. You still get the square root of negative 32 over 2. You're still getting error. Question number 7. A here is 2, B is negative 7, and C is 11. Okay, so we get number 7. We get x is equal to negative 7, or positive 7, plus the square root of negative 7 times negative 7, that'd be 49, minus 4, times A, which is 2, times C, which is 11. All over 2 times A, and A is 2. So we get 7 plus the quantity 49 minus 44 times 2, that'd be 88, all over 4. 49, take away 88 is negative 39. So we get an error. The other one would have been 7 minus the square root of negative 39 over 2, which also would have given you an error. So we'll address this, but as it stands now, we're getting an error. All right, last one, question number 8. All right, let's zoom in here. It says A is 1, B is negative 5, and C is negative 1. Okay, so using our formula, negative b, negative 5 would just be positive 5, plus the square root of negative 25 times negative 25, would be 25, minus 4 times A times C, all over 2 times A. All right, clean this up. We have 5 plus the quantity, 25, plus 4, all over 2. So we get x, this is our x value, x is equal to 5 plus the square root of 29, all over 2. And we'll turn that into a decimal. We would also get the number 5 minus the square root of 29, all over 2. All right, you ready to go? You ready to do this? Let's turn it to a decimal and be done. So we have 5 plus the square root of 29 equals 10.3. When we cut that in half, we get 5.19. Good. Now we're going to do 5 minus the square root. So 5 minus the square root of 29 equals, divided by 2, negative 0.19. There we go, guys. Thanks for joining us. That's your homework. Either bring in this piece of paper filled out or upload a copy of it on Canvas. Take care.